The greatest tragedy of the modern soul is not that it fails, but that it succeeds at things that do not matter. We have been conditioned to believe that success is a destination reached through frantic activity. Yet I submit to you a shattering revelation. Your current definition of achievement is the very cage that prevents your ascension. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a victim of your own unregulated patterns. If Napoleon Hill were standing in the shadows of our digital skyscrapers today, gazing upon the flickering screens that consume our collective consciousness, he would tell you that the principles of the science of success have not changed, only the battlefield has. The fundamental laws of the universe do not bend for technology. They merely await those with the definiteness of purpose to harness them. You wake up each morning under the illusion of choice, yet you are likely a prisoner to a subconscious program written by a world that profits from your distraction. The path to sovereign wealth and internal mastery begins not with an external conquest, but with a radical retraining of the mental faculties. Every thought you harbor is a seed cast into the fertile soil of the infinite intelligence. If you cultivate seeds of doubt, comparison, or digital envy, you cannot expect a harvest of prosperity. This is not mere philosophy, it is the biological architecture of your very existence. Your brain is a plastic instrument capable of being molded into a weapon of precision or a soft sponge for mediocrity. When you choose the path of least resistance, you are not simply resting, you are reinforcing neural pathways of retreat. You are training your biology to fail. To break this cycle, you must initiate an inner revolution. You must view your mind as a sacred laboratory where only the most potent thoughts are permitted to reside. Before we descend further into the mechanics of this transformation, I invite those who seek the higher echelons of life to join our inner circle of success at the Napoleon Hill Philosophy channel, where the legacy of greatness is forged anew for the modern age. Once the mind is set toward a definiteness of purpose, the physical vessel must be transmuted into a high-conductance channel for energy. The body is not a separate entity to be pampered. It is the biological engine of your willpower. In this 21st century, physical stagnation is the silent assassin of ambition. When the body becomes sluggish, the mind becomes clouded, and the connection to one's higher intuition is severed. Movement is the ritual that signals to your nervous system that you are the master of your fate. You do not move because you feel inspired. You move to generate the chemical environment where inspiration can survive. By engaging the body, you flood the brain with the neurochemistry of focus, creating a biological advantage that no competitor can match. This is the alchemy of vitality, turning raw physical effort into the refined gold of mental clarity. However, even the most vibrant body is useless if the focus is fractured. We live in an era where your attention is the most valuable commodity on Earth, hunted by algorithms designed to keep you in a state of reactive impotence. Every notification is a puncture in your reservoir of power. To reclaim your life, you must master the art of the deep focus. You must realize that focus is a neural skill, a muscle that must be hardened in the fires of discipline. In a world of infinite noise, the man who can hold a single thought for an hour is a king among peasants. This is the economy of attention, and those who squander it are destined for poverty of the pocket and the soul. When you sit in silence, undistracted and unyielding, you are not merely working, you are rebuilding the circuitry of your destiny. This architectural rebuilding continues even when the conscious mind is stilled. Sleep is not a luxury, it is the alchemical process where the subconscious organizes the day's acquisitions and flushes the toxins of doubt from the system. It is the time of neural reconstruction. If you deprive yourself of this restoration, you are entering the battlefield with a blunted sword. True discipline is honoring the biological rhythms that allow for peak performance. It is the understanding that the science of success requires a foundation of recovery. Without it, your definiteness of purpose will eventually crumble under the weight of cognitive fatigue. As you move through this transformation, you will inevitably encounter the dark night of the will. Those moments when motivation evaporates and the spirit feels hollow. It is here that purpose must supersede emotion. Motivation is a fickle guest, but purpose is the eternal flame. Purpose does not care how you feel, it only cares what you are becoming. It is the biological command that overrides the primitive urge to retreat. When you connect your daily actions to a mission larger than your own comfort, you tap into a reservoir of energy that the average person cannot conceive. This is the mastermind principle applied to the self, aligning your lower impulses with your higher objectives until they function as a singular, unstoppable force. Discipline, then, is the quiet, steadfast return to your chosen path when no one is watching and no one is applauding. It is the cosmic habit force that Napoleon Hill spoke of, the point where right action becomes as natural as breathing. By choosing the difficult path today, you are creating the identity of a person who cannot be broken. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you are depositing internal trust into the bank of your character. This trust is the only true security in an uncertain world. It is the knowledge that regardless of the economic climate or the digital chaos, you are the captain of your soul. Ultimately, this journey culminates in the total acceptance of personal responsibility. You must realize that you are the sole architect of your reality. In an era where many seek to blame the algorithm, the economy, or the environment, the master scriptwriter of his own life takes the pen and assumes full agency. This responsibility is not a burden, it is the ultimate freedom. It means that if you have the power to create your current limitations, you also possess the infinite intelligence required to dissolve them. It is the quiet precision of a life lived in alignment with its highest values. As we conclude this transmission, remember that the ordinary life is a choice, and the extraordinary life is a series of choices. You do not need the world's permission to begin your ascent. You only need the courage to stop betraying your own potential. If you are ready to move beyond the superficial and claim the legacy that is rightfully yours, I invite you once more to anchor yourself within our community at the Napoleon Hill Philosophy channel. The wheel of your life is in your hands. The question is no longer whether you can achieve greatness, but whether you have the audacity to demand it of yourself, starting this very second. The path is open. The laws are set. Rise. Would you like me to expand on any specific principle of the science of success, or perhaps create a personalized definiteness of purpose statement for your specific goals?